Hey y'all, it's me. I wanted to do a little Holy Bible study. I was reading Second Corinthians 3:17 that says, "Now the Lord is that Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty." And I was thinking of a good idea when you study. Like, for example, Lord. Don't tell me it's not gonna... It shows, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob." When you see the word Lord, just think of the liberty he gives and compare it. Like, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob." Since there's liberty with the Lord, he's free to do whatever he wants. And he has mercy on Jacob and chooses Israel and set them in their own land. When you're in your own land, you're free to do what you want. You're not in someone else's own land, you know. And hold on, give me a second. I gotta dry. I'm sweating, so. Hold on. Okay. So if you're on someone else's own land, you usually have to abide by their rules and stuff. So there's no freedom there, but they're on their own land. "And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." Then you come up here to verse 3, "And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest." There's the word rest, which means you're not in bondage, being slave, doing whatever. You have liberty. Liberty is freedom. So they have rest from thy sorrow, thy fear, from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. So they were in bondage, because notice the word "wherein." Oh snap. Hold on a second. So I can hold it better. This camera's like really messed up. See, it gets all faded and stuff. You can't even see. Yeah. Might have to continue this on. Hold on, this is gonna be part 1. Well, I'll just say this. The Lord is free and not in bondage. So he's free to choose Israel and setting them in their own land instead of someone else's. Gives them freedom. And where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty or freedom, you know. So I just do it that way. That way I don't have to worry about having to start all over. Or start a new video, In verse 3, "And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest." Notice when I say Lord, there's liberty. Remember that there's liberty and freedom in Jesus. "Shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, How hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased." One of the reasons why I'm doing this video is I've got rid of some photos and stuff. I freed up some space. So I want to see how much I can record for. Minute-wise, last time it was 8 minutes, or before it was 8 minutes. Not the last time I made a video, because I didn't do an 8-minute video, but I did a video that was at least 8 minutes, and it started going in the red, so that means it was getting ready to shut off. So I want to see how many more minutes I got. Okay, I'm gonna go back to verse 3, because it's like continues with verse 4. And what's cool about that is 3 plus 4 is 7, and 7 is the number of completeness. in verse 3 starts displaying the idea, and then verse 4 picks up where verse 3 left off and ends, so it's complete. And 7 is the number of completion, and 4 plus 3 is 7. I thought that was pretty cool. And it shall come to pass, it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased. Notice the oppressor, the one oppressing, putting people in bondage. They're not doing that no more. They stopped. Ceased means stop. It's like how horrible you are. Like, it's in the same kind of expression, how hath the oppressor ceased. It seems like it's how awful that is, like that kind of phrase. But it's saying, how hath the oppressor ceased. How stopped they are. They're so stopped, it's just, they cannot do that, what they're doing no more. It doesn't say the oppressor ceased. You know, take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? And it doesn't say the oppressor ceased, or you the oppressor ceased. It says, how hath the oppressor ceased? A lot of times the word how is like how awful, how it's expressing emotion behind it. Like in this case, the oppressor is stopped on so many levels. The golden city is stopped on so many levels. How hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased. 1 second, you guys, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Notice this golden city. I don't know if I'm taking it that that city was made of gold. But I guarantee you that city, if it was made of gold, that gold is gone now. That's how ceased it was. It was a city thriving, had a lot of gold, and now it stopped. The gold is gone because of what they were doing. They were putting people in bondage and ending up in bondage themselves, because it says, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, in verse 2. So it's saying Israel was in captivity, but those who had kept them in captivity would be in captivity from Israel. Israel would have them. The tables would turn, you know. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked. Like a staff is something, I guess, is a symbol of ruling, and it's broken, so that means the wicked aren't ruling no more. What? I got 36 seconds left? Okay, you guys, this is part 1. I'm gonna do part 2 in the next video. I want to see how long this video is. Last one was 8 minutes, so I'll see you all in the next video. This is part 1, and I'm gonna make a part 2. I'm gonna see how long this one is. So God bless, and see you in part 1. Peace out.